Ladies, if you're anything like me, you've probably found yourself anxiously spending hours overthinking, replaying conversations, second guessing decisions, or wondering if you should have done something differently. Then recently I found myself wondering something I'd never asked before. Has all that overthinking ever actually done us ladies any good? At first, I almost laughed at that question because, like most people, I've spent years wishing I could overthink less, especially at night. So why on earth was I suddenly trying to find something good about it? Then I started thinking about all the times overthinking had shown up in my life. Not just the exhausting parts, but the moments when it might have actually been trying to do something useful. That's when I realized I'd been asking the wrong question all along. And what I eventually realized didn't change how I felt about overthinking, but it completely changed how I looked at it. What is my mind actually trying to accomplish? Maybe my mind wasn't trying to torture me. Maybe it was trying to protect me. Now, that doesn't mean overthinking is pleasant, because it isn't. And it certainly doesn't mean it's always helpful. But maybe, just maybe, it started with a good intention. The problem for me wasn't the intention. The problem was that it got stuck in my head. Now, looking back over my life, I realized there were times when overthinking actually helped me. It helped me notice red flags I might have otherwise ignored. It kept me from repeating certain mistakes. It made me ask better questions before making important decisions. And sometimes it stopped me from reacting emotionally before I'd really thought something through. Of course, there's a point where helpful thinking slowly becomes harmful overthinking. For me, that line wasn't easy to see, because overthinking doesn't usually announce itself. It doesn't say, okay, I've gone too far. It just quietly keeps going until you're exhausted. You've lost your peace, or you can't make a simple decision anymore. And when I find myself endlessly second guessing, worrying about every possible outcome, or trying to make the perfect decision, that's when I know it's time to slow down. I don't know about you, but today, for me personally, I can say that overthinking has not brought me the peace I was hoping for. There are still regrets. There are certainly still afterthoughts. But thankfully, I have finally learned how to give myself permission to take a break and designate a time to get back to the issue later. Maybe that's what 67 years has finally taught me. Overthinking isn't useless. It's just overused. Before I go, I'd just like to ask, what's the best thing overthinking has ever done for you? Has it been a helpful experience or incredibly stressful? Actually, speaking of stress, you might enjoy my other video called Life is Hard Enough Without Borrowing More Stress. And before you leave, please comment below and consider liking this video. Thank you so much for sharing your time here. I'm Kyle's mom. Bye for now.